I saw motherfucking design on right now. Bring it down, make it clap. I got 3 old thoughts to the
Hey, I'm T, and welcome to From Prison to Playdates. So, I know I've been posting a lot, and I apologize, but I'm here to make a video for you guys. If you don't know my story, I struggled with addiction off and on for 15 years, so there were times where I had sober, and I was going to do the darn thing, and then I fell back into addiction. So I struggled with addiction and shoplifting. I think I was addicted to shoplifting, which that sounds really weird. People are like, you were addicted to shoplifting? Yeah, I think it was that adrenaline rush and what I could get away with, because there were things that there were a lot of things I got away with. Nothing I'm proud of, but, I think, yeah, the adrenaline rush and what I could get away with. I think I was addicted to stealing. So I was sent to the Utah State Prison twice. I've been to the Draper Prison before they tore it down, and I've been to the new prison, which was a hellhole. But I wanted to talk about strip searches, what they were like in jail and prison. Prison is a little different because you have visits that are like 2 or 3 hours long, that are in person. You could play board games and visit with your family. You could touch them, hug them, hold your kids. They have vending machines, things like that. So it's pretty cool. And some people are curious about it. So let's talk about it. Now, we'll start with jail, because I've been to jail so many times. So when you get to jail, they put you into a holding cell, and you're in there forever, it seems like. And it's crazy because they're just sitting at a desk, just doing nothing. I know that they have shift changes and things like that, but they put you in that holding cell just to hold you there, I swear. But you're in there forever, and then you get out, you say your names, any aliases you have, your phone number, your address, parents, how many tattoos you have, what kind of tattoos you have. So they kind of just, give you your phone pin, and then you're able to go sit and talk on the phone, call your family, and that gives you an hour or two to kind of bond out. And a lot of times I wasn't able to, because a lot of times I was on probation, and I would have a probation hold, and so I was stuck like Chuck in jail. So after those few hours that you have to call your family, obviously those phone calls are free, so yeah, you want to take advantage of that shit. So you call them, whatever. Okay, so then if you are not able to bond out, then they take you to their little showers, and someone will hand the officer clothes, like your bra, your socks, and your jail uniform. And they have like a shower. Usually they'll take 2 at a time, so one in one shower, one in the other. And you have to undress completely. It's look through your mouth, so you have to open your mouth, lift your tongue, you have to look behind your ears, you have to flip your hair, go through your hair, make sure there's no extensions or, rugs hidden in there. A lot of times if you have extensions, they will cut them out, make you pull them out. Clip-ins, you have to take those out. So it just depends. So you shake out your hair, make sure there's nothing in there, and then you are facing forward. You have to lift your breasts. You lift them, make sure there's nothing hidden underneath them. And then if you have a belly, which is really embarrassing, they're like, okay, lift your belly, and you're like, really, my little pudge belly, you want me to lift it? It's just embarrassing. It's like, really, why do you have to go for the belly? Like, really, I'm already standing in front of you, butt ass naked, and you're asking me to lift my little pudgy belly? Okay. So lift your belly if you have a belly. And then you have to turn around, and you have to show the bottom of your feet, wiggle your toes, make sure there's nothing hidden in between your toes. And then the worst part of a strip search is you bend over, you have to use both your hands and spread your cheeks, and then you have to cough twice, really hard. And if it's not hard enough, then they make you cough and cough until they're satisfied with making sure there's nothing in your booty hole. And then once you're done with that, you get dressed, and then you're taken back to the cell. Now, another reason why they would strip search you is, so obviously they have to do that when you're coming into their jail. Like, that's just normal. Even transporting from jail to jail or jail to prison, you still have to strip search, which I don't know why. You might, get something on your way. I don't know. But another reason why is if, they're finding tattoos on people, or someone tests positive, that they shouldn't be, say they're in jail for a while and there's no reason for them to test positive, people acting weird, just what. So they come in, they make everybody stand up against the wall, and then you have to go one by one into a shower, basically, and a female officer would be there, and you would have to basically do the same thing. Take off all your clothes, hand your clothes to the officer, and they will check them, because people hide things in your pants, the top of the pants where strings are. People hide things in there, so they will take your clothing and fill them, make sure there's nothing in there, and then you have to do it all over again. Check your mouth, behind your ears, shake your hair out, lift your toes, bend and cough, spread your cheeks, all of that again. So that's just if they're looking for something, looking for whatever. They could also drug test you, just whatever that they think is going on. And then if they really go in, after they do that, they could put you outside after they have searched everyone. They could go through your every cell and just toss it around. Basically, rip your bed apart, go through all of your stuff, commissary of your food, your deodorant, your lotions, just whatever. They could dump it out. They chuck every book out of the cells. They check them, because a lot of people will hide things in the binder of the books. There's just a lot of places. I could do a video on that too, of where you could hide, where inmates hide a lot of their things that they're not supposed to have. And every book just gets tossed right in the middle of the whole entire room, and it sucks. It sucks. So those really, truly suck. Now, if you're going to prison, they pick you up. So adult probation and parole, so POs, will come to the jail. At least from where I'm from, that's what happens. POs will come pick you up from the jail, and they take you all the way down to the prison. Once you get to the prison, it's a 2 to 3 to 4 hour deal, maybe even 6 hours because you got to see the dentist, you see the doctor, you strip search, your pictures, just anything and everything they go through. So the prison is really, really thorough about, your medical, your dentist, just whatever, because they like to see what's going on with you prior to going into the teeth. I mean, that's just to document, any fights, or I'm assuming to document any fights, broken teeth, whatever, just to see how your health is overall prior to being booked into the prison. My daughter's pom-poms. Anyways, so it's a long ass deal once you get to the prison. You're there for 6 hours, but the same thing. Once you are given your uniform in the prison, you strip search. You have to shake your hair out. You have to check your mouth, behind your ears, lift your boobs, lift your belly, lift your toes, all of that, bend and cough, and then you're given your uniform. And then once your uniform goes on, then it's okay, smile for your picture. And it's really, bitch? Really? Yeah. It's not fun. Don't ever go. Don't ever go to jail or prison. I don't recommend it. And then also, same thing in the prison. If they suspect anything going on, they could definitely pull you aside, strip search you, UA you at any times. They do random UAs all the time in the prison. So that could happen at any time. Now, visit. So when you go into your visit, they pat you down. Make sure you don't have anything because you're not supposed to take anything with you. So they pat you down. It's not a strip search or anything like that. You go to your visit. It's like 2 to 3 hours long. You can play board games, use the vending machines, touch, hug your family, hold your kids, whatever. But you do have an officer and cameras everywhere and officers in the room with you watching. And not very many visits are going on at once because one officer can't watch everything. So I think there's 3 tables in the prison I'm from, and there's enough for like 3 different visits going on at once. I mean, you can't be kissing. You definitely can't kiss because they could have something in their mouth and swap it over to you. So no kissing. You could hug. You could hold hands, things like that. But nothing like, you can't be doing, you can't be super close to them. And they go through a metal detector and everything like that, and then you're just watched over, basically. And then when you're done with your visit, you strip search the same as I explained. You are taking your clothes off, they're feeling your clothes, checking your mouth, checking behind your ears, things like that. And you also go through a metal detector before and after your strip search, after your visit, to make sure there's, nothing on you like that. So now I have been into a work release type jail. It's separate from the jail itself, so it was just another building like a couple miles away from the jail. And so you would leave to go to work or go out to find work, and every time that you came back to the building, you were strip searched in. So I mean, every day you walked into that building, you had to do the whole strip search all over again. Check your mouth, behind your ears, shake your hair, bend and cough, all of that every single day. So work release was nice because you could have some freedom and have your phone, have your makeup, have your clothes, go to work, be a normal human, and then once you're done with work, you have 2 hours before and after work to, get home, shower, do what you eat, whatever you want to do. You could kill, those couple hours. And then you had to be back basically to sleep at the work release center. But every time you went in, you had to be strip searched in. And that one was kind of crappy because you would see these officers all day. You would talk to them, get really close with them. I mean, you're with them. And so it was just really embarrassing having to, they do it every day and they've done it for years. So I'm sure it doesn't faze them at all. But you as a person, doing that every day and then having to talk to the officer, just normally is just really weird, and it's an uncomfortable feeling because you're just you just saw everything of me and now we're just sitting here talking like normal people. It's just really weird. Yeah, just really, really, really weird. So work release, I loved it, but also there was that strip search every time it wasn't when you left. You could leave, whatever, but it's every time you came back, you had to be strip searched. So that one was just really crappy, and I did not like it at all. But I did enjoy work release, other than the strip searching. So obviously, my first time ever going to jail, I was young. I mean, I started when I was 19, 20. So being that young of a person and then having to go into jail, for number one, is scary. Number two, having to do the strip search was just so, I can't even describe it to you. I just don't even know how to describe, especially if you've never done it and you're young and you're already scared going into jail. You've heard all these stories, you've watched reality TV or, just TV alone. You hear a lot of scary things, and you're young, you're going in for the first time, and then you're having to just strip completely naked, bend and cough. It's just, I mean, I have no words. I felt so violated, and I just felt so it truly tears you down. And when you have to strip search and just show everything of yourself, and I understand why they do it, and I understand don't get in trouble and you won't have to go through it, you know, but things happen. Like, there's a lot of things that happen in life that shit happens. You hear that all the time. Shit happens. So you never know. You could find yourself in that situation even though you've never thought you would. It's not something I recommend, and it's terrible. It truly is terrible. And when I was young, going in, having to do that, like, I just felt, again, already scared, already terrified, already, like, just not knowing what to expect going in. Not knowing if I was going to get beat up, not knowing anything going in, and then having to just strip down and just be so vulnerable and all of that. It was a terrible, terrible experience. But that's how strip searches are. They're the same no matter where you go, and coming in or out of jail or going to jail to prison, you're being strip searched. And even while you're in prison, it could happen. Even while you're in jail, it could happen. It could happen at any time. Doesn't matter when. Just whenever they feel like it, they could do it to you. Also, I forgot that the prison nowadays, where I'm from, they have a scanner, a body scanner that's like at the airport. So they could see inside of you, like if you swallowed a bunch of things, like just like at the airport. So your family is going through that body scan, you're going through that body scan, and then also they will strip search you just because they have to. I think it's just protocol, they have to. But yeah, your family is going through a scanner. But those scanners I don't think the scanners are as good as what's at the airport, because at one point in time, like at the jail I've been to, I knew I was going to the work release, but I had to go to the jail to be transferred to the work release center, and they had to UA you, and I knew I was dirty. This was years ago. I knew I was dirty, so I put a little bottle inside me with some fake pee so I could pass. And going through the scanner, they didn't even catch the little bottle inside of me. The prison and the jails, they have body scanners, but I don't think they're as good as what's at the airport. Yeah, that's what strip searches are like. Going from jail to prison, going into jail, or your work release. So if you have any questions or any videos that you want me to do, please let me know down below. And like and subscribe for more. Have a good day.